Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello, assalamu alaikum. And this is my project and CandyDrop and 92 guys, and this I project review right now, guys. Guys, so let's go start on the project of the Mira, guys. I explaining and review right now, guys. So let's go, guys. So CandyDrop X Mira and Ted and invite friend to share, and these guys 1,25,000 and this Mira. So CandyDrop is gets ready an airdrop platform where user and complete tasks to earn and candid and share token and airdrops. We are excited and to launch the Mira token airdrop event, where you can and complete the following tasks to earn and candid and share total price pool, and guys 1,25,000 of the Mira with a maximum individual and share of the Mira, and details are as followers, guys. So let's talking future trade and the price pool, and these guys 25 k thousand of the Mira, maximum to 40 Mira per person, and future trading and full, guys 50,000 of the Mira and maximum 80 Mira per person. Invert fan of the full, and this 50,000 of the Mira, maximum 80 Mira per person. So add up calculate formula individual candy amount total candidate and of all user price pool, guys. So yeah, this event feared September and 26th, and this 2015, and this October and 7th and 2015, and this 12 of the UTC, guys. So join, and right now, guys. So this is the Mira, and this Mira is the decentralized verification network enabled truly, and this customized AI and current AI system and produce and hallucination and this unbelievable output and requiring and constant of the human and this oversight, and that, guys, and Fabian, and there of the deployment and this critical and the application, guys. So this price pool and 1,25,000 of this Mira and participate almost 16K, guys, and this 189 per person, and this event ending, guys, and today, and these guys 23 hours 42 minute and 21 second, guys. So event timeline, registration open, and deadline event ending deadline airdrop deadline. So let's talking about, guys, price pool, past price, future and trade pool, and these guys 25% of the Mira, and this individual of the cap of the 40 Mira, guys. So let's talking about login and participate, and these guys complete the following tasks, and this win up these 240 Mira, guys. So this is the 300 USD one candy, and this 80 100 of the two candy, and 100 sorry, guys, 1k 500 USDT and three candy, guys. So let's talking future trading, and to share of these guys 50,000 of the Mira, individual 80 Mira, guys. So long and participate complete the taxing, and these guys. So future this tax of the future trading, and this 500 USDT one candy, 2000 USDT three candy, and 5000 USDT and this five candy, and this 7,000 USDT seven candy, guys. So win up to 80 meter, guys. So this invite a new friend share, guys 50,000 of the Mira and individual cap, guys, and 80 Mira, and this long and participate complete the following tasks, and these guys uh, newco- newcomer invitation tasks, and for every fan you invite and host, and the spot trading and volume Mira and recharge, and the over and 100 USDT you will receive, and this one candy with maximum up and 10 Mira, guys. So one candy and guys 80 Mira. So 50 to 100%. So team and condition guys are talking about to claim and this participate and this need and the tap click and join your button on the event and face and register and this event and complete identity and verification event tasks and reward and will be distribute user and account within and the work and this 40 day working day after the event guys. So in guys, so any feature talent action and this including and bulk and this accounting registration and malicious and the trading self trading and this coordinated and the trading and strictly and prohibited and this multiple account with the same and identity information will be considered and as the same account and substitute account and not of the eligible participate in the event. So this event is not open and to mark and this mark and the enterprise and the institutional applicant and this account and are not eligible for the referral type and event but can join the other event guys. So only fully failed and water and this count and this two word and the even and partially failed once and the not of the count. So in case of the disparance and the between and translate and this original English version and the English version shall prevail and this get of the reserve and right of the final interaction guys. So risk warning cryptocurrency trading and FPC affected by many factors and focus such as the market inflation and the policies and the market inflation and greatly and this difficult and predicted and this please and this fully understand risk individual and the threat and the with quotation guys, so useristic and this reason and one of the no access for all the part and capability of the service including and participate for the more information restriction and this the reason please and this refer of the user agreement guys. So let's talking about and the go to website guys. So this is the Mira website, guys, and trustless, less verify intelligent. Mira is mark AI and this reliable by verifying and the output and this action at every step using a collective intelligence, guys. So read this mirror and this white paper and decentralized taskless and this AI output verification guys and Avistic and well AI and these guys. Let's talking about right now. You see now guys. Let's talk. So Avistic and will AI excel and it and generating and publish and output and it and frequently and produce and this incorrect and information due to the and probabilistic and the nature of the neural and the network base and the technology can search and the large and the language and this diffusion and the models and this paper introduced and a network that verifies AI generate output thought and the decentralized conscious and the network transfer of the AI and output into the independently verifiable and claim enabling multiple AI models to collectively and this determine and each and claim and validity and node and the operations and the performing and this and the inference and the base and verification are the economically and incentive and thought at the hybrid proof and of the work and proof of the stake and mechanism and to conduct and the honest and the verification beyond and the verification our vision and extend and synthetic and foundation and model and delivering and this error free and output this inspector guys so represent and a circle step and the toward enabling AI system to operate without human and oversight a necessary and condition for the AI and achieve in and transformative and potential across and the society guys. So let's talking about guys and this introduction. Uh, guys. So artificial intelligence and voice and this become a transformative and the force for with and this painting purpose of this steam and this engine and the electric and this internet and this technology that's fundamentally and reshape and the human and civilization. However, AI today and the face and this fundamental challenge that's prevent it from the recharging and this revolutionary and the potential well AI excel and this generating and mm, creative and publish output is struggle and reliably provide error and free and this output this in limitation and constant AI and the primarily and this human and suppose and supervised and tasks of the lower and consequence application like of the chatbots and the falling and fair shot and of the AI and potential to handle high stake and tasks of the autonomous and the in end of the real time. So the key and barrier is AI and reliability, AI system and support for the two and primary types and the error and this uh, hallucinations and the bits and the switch and the together and determine and a models and this overall error rate and current errors and rate and remain and too higher and for autonomous and this operation in consecution and sequentiers and the creating and the fundamental gap and this between AI and this theoretical and capabilities and practical and application guys. So as AI model and continue to evolve and this increase and the training and decentralized formation and this reliability challenge and this persistence due to the training and the dilemma. So the dilemma and the mirrors and the classical and the precious accuracy instead of this hallucinations and the represent and precious error and this consistently of the model output, the will and base and the many fates. So the accuracy errors and the system and database form of ground of the truth and the soil and model and build and the current and the training and data increase and the appreciation and this reducing and locations and they are inevitably introduced and the accuracy error and based on this thought of their and selection and creating and the conceivability and these debates and the potential and configuration data and source and the improve the accuracy and the elites and the decentralized decrease and the precious and this as of the model and production and in constant of the output across and is the border knowledge and distribution. So find out the turn and models have been and been and observed and they achieve higher and this reliability with an narrow dominance and this however research has been shown and that fine tune and the model struggle and the reliable incorrect and the new knowledge and with and the training example that's introduced and this novel information being and the learn of the substantially and the less effective this and this all allowing and this with the model exciting and the knowledge and this find of the turn and the model also struggle and the edge and the catch and the unexpected and the sequence and the outside and the training and the dominant and the making and this certain level autonomies and the system that must handle dives and the real world and this situation that is fundamental and constantly and stabilized and this immutable and this boundary and in AI model and performance this exit and the minimum and error and rate and this cannot be overcome and by any signal model and this regardless and the social scale of the architecture guys. So let's talking about guys and the media white paper and oil and the no signal and model and can minimize and both and allocation and this base and collective wisdom efforts offers and the part of the forward thought and this consumes and the mechanism and multiple and the model working and together and can achieve and that what and the individual and this model and cannot and this filtering out of this allegation and thought of the collective and this verification will and balancing individual base and this thought of this device and for safety guys. So let's talking about right now guys this and perspective and this insight and this suggest that's reliable this require not just of the better model and these guys this so AI and this AI require and not just of the better models and but of the better and this way and the of combining and their of the strengths and this maintaining and their individual weakness. So however and simply and this assembling and this and symbol of the model and under centralized and the control and of the fully and solve and the reliability and the challenge model and selection itself and introducing a systemic and the servo of a centralized query and choice of the inevitably and replicate and particular and representative and this elimination and this moreover and many truth and this inherently and the contextual and being and the across and calculators and the reason or and dominance and the tool and reliability required not just of the multiple models and but of the genuinely and the diverse and the perspective that can and the only emerge and the form of the decentralized participation guys. So what is NIT and is an AI verification system based and the decentralized and these guys confused and the instant and the of the centralized authorized allowing and this AI generate an output and be and the verified without relaying and this on signal trusted entry and this system and this that's make of the incomplete incomputationally and this economically and this impractical and this manipulate and this confuse a world protect and user from unreliable output and will and the inhibiting and the development of the both and specialized dominant and the model and the models and the representing and the drips and the perspective guys. So in the white paper, we are forced and the solution AI with the reliability problem using a blockchain based and this network of the devices and the AI verifying and generate and the computational and the proof and this ability from AI output and the network and security framework ensuring and the reliable verification thought of the combination and this of economy incentive and the technical and safeguard and this game of the theoretical and principle of the approach and the enhance and this reliability and the thought of the distribute and the verification mechanism which and the reduce and this both of the base and this allocation of the rate guys. So network and this architecture guys and the mirror network enable trustless and verification of the AI and generate output thought and the novel and this protocol that transport the complex and this content and this into the identity indefinitely and the verifiable claims and this claim and the verified and this thought of the distribution and consumes and the among and diverse a model with node and the operation and economically incentive-based and is from far from of the honest and verification the decentralized approach ensuring and on of the actor entire of the manipulate and this verification and outcome and the will and enabling verification of the AI and generate output guys. So the network and architecture and enabling a reliable verification thought of the novel and combination of the content of the transformation distribution verification and this consumes of the mechanism the system process everything from other simple and factor of the satisfaction and the or to the complex and content including and technical and this domination and the creative and the writing and multimedia and content and code guys. So let's talking about guys and this consider and confound and this statement and this the earth and revolves and the around and the sun and this moon and the revolves and the around and the earth and will and verifying and this simple and sentiment and with multiple models and might and seem and this straightforward and scaling verification to the complex and the content and the interfaces and the legal briefs and the code and the present and fundamental and challenge passing and the candidate and the content and is the verify and model and fields because each and verify model AI interfere and this verify and different and aspect and this of the content and the systematic and verification require and standardized AI and generate output in the manner and the ensuring each verification model and address and same problem and this identical and context and perspective guys. So the purpose and the transfer of the approach and the solve and the fundamental and challenge guys. So let's talking about right now guys. We are talk agreement, guys. So guys, and I talking about right now guys and this purpose and transfer of the approach solving a fundamental challenge and this example sentiment and the system break and this down of the candidate and content into the distinct and verifiable claim and this gas earth and revelation and this around and the sun of this the moon relevation and this earth thought and this and seamless of the verification guys and this IT determines and the validity of each and the claim and this issue and the cryptography and certificate and assisting and this verification outcome and this process and applies and the universal especially and both AI and the generate human and this content and the making and system and sourcing and the agnostic and the soil and the maintaining and this recovers and the verification and this is standard guys. So the network handle and transformation and candidate content and the claim and distribution and consume and the management and this network and architecture and this intersection of the compromise independent and operation and the running and the verifier and the model and processing claim guys. So let's talking about guys Mira with first guys right now. So let's talking about and this verification and these guys result and nodes and operate and automatically and must but of the must and the maintain and specific and the performance and the reliability standard as the participate in the network and this candidate and content and these guys this is the transformation of the process entire and the claim one and entire one and the claim two guys. So the entire n and this claim m guys. So this is the transformation process and iterate and the verifier node and verifying and node two guys. So verifying and node and the consume and the algorithm guys. So output construction and the response and the blockchain invalid guys. So the verification and workflow process and systematic and customer and submit candidate and content and the specify and the verification and the requirements as of the domain and this confuse and the whole and this absolute and confuse and this the network transfer in this content into the verifiable claim will and perceiving and logical and relationship and distribution this and claim and node and the of the verification and aggregates and this result and reach and this confuse and the network and generate and the cryptography and certificate and the recording the verification and outcome are included and which and the model and recharge and confuse and the for the claim and this return of the both and outcome and the certification to the customer. So guys economic security model. So the network economy security model and combine proof and the work and the proof stake and this mechanism to indicate and the sustainable and incentives for the honest and verification will and capturing and distributing a real economy and value and this hybrid and approach address economic and the challenge is verify AI output. So the network and generate single economy and this AI reducing by AI reducing error and rates and thought of the verification customer pay and this network fee and this obtain and verifiable output that network distribution this fee and the participant and node and the operation data and the provider thought of the verification reward. So unlike in traditional blockchain network and the where and the POW innovation solving and cryptographics and plus of this suite and the infinitesimally and the low end probability and form of the random success in the mirror and network and transfer of the verification into the standardized and the multiple choice and the questionization and the will and the standardization enable and systematic and this verification across node and it's also create and the fundamental challenge and the probability space and the possible and response in 10 and the 4 of the stake of the verified stocks will be and have of the 50% chance of this random success will without the binary and the choice of this or of the 25% with and for and option and this make of the random and guys and the potentially and the strategy offering and we high and the reward for the no computational and the core guys. So two might and this node and the must of the stake of the value and to participate in the verification if of the node and the constitutionally given and the form of the consensus and or domestic and the patterns and the solicitation and the random and response rather and this actual interpretation and their stake and can be salvate and this economy and certain plenty and sure and this attempt and these guys to the game system and thought of the random and response become economical irritation also the network economy and security model those and the operate and on the fundamental sorry guys foundational principle and first the note and and this behavior irritationally in response to economy and incentive and this is in their stake and value is at risk thought of the slashing and penalized and the second and this atom and proprietary and the expensive gas. So the third of this the network is called natural and diversity of this verify and model reducing and statistical and the base different model and the bring and the buried and timing approach and the knowledge and base and these principle and reinforce and this each other economy and this incentive and this attack and reverse and participant whole and the vibe at the perspective and the strength and security which in turn of the support the economy model guys. So let's talking about these guys user agreement and this gatio user agreement this right now. And number one and this general and this user agreement let's start 1.1 general guys and before using a or accessing an website operate guide and including and this getio.com and www and associate and the application interface face and the API and location located at of this gate API and any service and made of the available and thought and the website, any associate and the mobile application and API as such get.com and the collectively and the service and any relate and the software farm and this blog and social and the media and page and other and the relevant and the platform operate or the maintained by get and this you must read and this user and this agreement and this carefully under and understand all the terms and the condition, especially and the contents and the highlights and by capitalized term of the italic and hold bold and this underlay or color and the agreement and the concept and the main body and five basic policy and these guys and as well and the many rules and sentiment and instruction and condition and this limitation and disclaimer and the obligation and the publish or may or be published or the future of the site for the convenience and the of the wording and in the agreement and the site and this gate and this any an articulation and the relate body and corporate and this refer of this gatio and this site guys. So please read this agreement and carefully and the team the agreement and the go of the use and the service access and the site of this register of this an account and accessing and downloading use and the click on I agree and this accept any get and the service it's and demand and that's you have and read and this understood and the in vocally and the accept and by legal and bound and by and all term or the condition and stupid stipulate in this agreement and alongside and any other agreement and transaction and this operation rules and the announcement and other rules and this and you may be required or to accept and include but not limit and the privacy policy and that's you agree to be legally and bound and the any and the terms and the condition the four of the additional and using and creation future of the service you will and subject and specific and the additional and terms and condition applicable and of this and those and the future sorts of the relevant and this product the agreement guys. So we as reserve and write the or the modify and this agreement and this applicate and the terms of the service actives and the term of the trading and the policy and guideline and announcement and for the time and this in our soul and discourse without and notice any and this immediate and the modification will be and the demand and the sufficient in immediately and this upon posting and this on-site and condition and this you will continue and the use and this of this site and the slide of this service and this provide and this get of the demand as of the acceptance and sorts of the immediate and the modification if you not the agree and any sorts of the modification you must and discounting and using or accessing our service guys. So disclaimer guys, we do not provide any material and information our site and which and shall continue or to be trust and to as of the recommendation offer and the innovation and the endorsement or this solicitation and this to enter into the any transaction and this other wish and the deal and with the digital asset or the products. So the if you future understand and that's we are not your broker and agent and intermediately and the advisor and concerning and the natural and the value and potential and suitable any particular and digital asset and transaction investment and strategy we do not provide and consulting and tax legal and insurance or investment advice and any kind and therefore of the information that's are available on the site of the construction and this advice and any kind and you alone and this slowly and this responsible to determine and whether and this any investment strategy and this product or service and appropriate and this suitable for any according and this to you financial and this circumstance and the personal investment objectives and the risks and tolerance we are not responsible to the discussion you make any transaction based on the information and the site including any loose and in core and the erasing from the those discussion guys. So 1.2 and risk disclosure and the digital asset primarily used to speculators and are you used and relatively less or retail and commercial market and digital asset transaction are the highly risk and due to fact, and they are the rate and the throughout and the day without and limits and other and race of the fall and price and the market makers and global government and the policy may of the user is a reflection and they are in the price. So digital asset unlike traditional fiat and the currency good and the accommodation and the market and the subject to explosion and risks unlike other traditional fiat and the currency. Digital asset as the are decentralized, are not of the backed by in central bank and government or other legal entities and digital assets currently remain illegally and under regular search as the value and of the digital asset may the raise and this and fall depending upon and the market and confidence or investor in competing and this currency and regularly and the announcement or the change and technical problem or any other factor guys. So due to the significance and this risk of the trading and this digital asset as the impact of the technology and this institutional market we cannot and warrant and of the grant of that and particular or type and the digital asset will be available on your site and the service. So we reserve in this right to stop offering and service in relation or the particular type and digital asset on use site we are use and the responsible and words and the to not of the notify if you are case and supporting trading or provide and service and relation to particular and digital asset in this case and this you will not of disable and convert and that type and digital asset into the any other digital asset and this however and you will be give me an option and this transfer of the digital asset another way wallet address and this please aware and this will be not responsible any cost and include and this if you are decided and transfer of the digital asset another and wallet of the address guys. So we are let's talk here. We are not of the responsible or the liable of the for of the any digital asset once they are the transfer from the our site and the or to another site at device platform wallet or user and no are we responsible or the liable or any digital asset not of the trade and on our site that's have been sent into the our site and we are will be not of the responsible and the liable for the any digital asset that's have been sent or the incorrect and the incomplete wallet address guys. So transaction in the digital asset may be irreversible and therefore of the we strongly and recommend that we do not that's you do not send of the digital asset any and person do not and the personally know and or the completely trusted it's the important for you take and the action and the when transaction and do storing and the digital asset and the weather and your accounting and thoughts other and this side of the wallet or device would take and the responsible and for the um, mispossession or the theft of your digital asset, we strongly advise that you familiarize yourself and with and implement a personal wallet and service or the device strong your digital asset and implement and the other security and measure and always take and get and the degree of this care and this press section of the secure your and passport and the when operation in a digital environment. So digital asset of the trading is the highly risk and is therefore of the not suitable of the no most of the people and you acknowledge and this outstanding and this investing in a digital asset may of this result in far tail of the total loss of your investment and this therefore of you are strongly and recommend to decide their amount of your investment based on your lose and basing and this capacity you acknowledge and understanding that digital asset may great and this generate and the deter be active and reach that. So therefore, if you are have any doubt and this you are strongly advised to seek and this assistance and form of the personal advisor and seek and relevant and professional advice and future more and this asset and form of the above and maintain and the risks and they are may also be and this unpredictable risks and this therefore you are advised and to careful so consider that use rational and this judgment to access and you financial and position and the above and the mention and risks and the before making any discussion or on of the transaction in a digital asset any and all lose and the raising and therefore other will be born and by and yourself and shall of not be held and the liable in any manner and the whatsoever and house over guys so let's talking you acknowledge and understand and that's of the get that so you understand and that our side and only initiate and to the server and the venue and of you obtain information and find of the counterfeits and the of the trading and negation and the effect and this transaction of the digital asset who do not have participate any for you translation and therefore official and this usual and the absolute and direction. So carefully asset and this authentic and legality guys. So valid and this relevant and digital asset and this info of the as well and this bear of the responsibility and lose and that's may of the edit of the their form. So all opinion and this information and discussion and analyze and price advice and other information on our site and this general market and review do not and constitute any investment financial and taxation or any and the form of the professional and buys who do not bear any loss and however and the erasing directly and indirectly and this form of the income connection and with above men and information including but not limit any loss and profit guys so we reserve the right and determine and or the modify any centralized of the site of the any time and our soul and the discretion we have used and responsible effort less and ensure and accuracy the information side of this however we do not and they cannot and granted the degree accuracy of the information bear and the any loss of the erasing and directly or indirectly form of the connection. So with information the site of the form any and delay and the failure cause and by failure to link up with internet and transfer to receive and notice and information. So using and the base and the trading and also innovates and the risks and the including but not limited failure and in software, hardware, or the internet links, and the considering that we cannot control and reliable and available or internet, and we will not of the responsible any and this distortion and the delay and link of the failure. So you must be not of the use site and the any part of the service and this engage and any legal and transaction actives and then or then legitimate actives including but not limited to money and laundering and terrorist funding and this smuggling and commercial barrier in the event and that's any legal and transaction actives or illegitimate and actives and the suspected and or notice we will adopt and apply available and majority of our sole direction including but not limited for the freezing all relevant account and this notify and relevant and authorize and we will not assume and any and the responsible raising and therefore of the reserve and the right of the hold and relevant and person accountable guys. So you must not use and the site and service in any and manner and this engage and the undertake and condition and this involved and the any active that's have potential have of that birth and the impact and the market integrity and this our reputation guys. So about user and legalment and rights which and including but not limited and market and multiple advice and search the shopping and this layering and wishing and this trading and this illicit and the info and the fake and these guys unfair authentic unethical and transaction and trading actives and the collectively refer no market and these manipulation actives and this in particular. So you Android your application must not open multiple account on your site and engage in our and other wish and participate in any other market improvement and market multiple actives and you acknowledge and and understand that's market manipulative and this active and may have the adverse of the effect on the market search of the as of the closing price of the relevant and digital asset or to become artificially and inflate of the of deplete gas. So we take of the S and the tips and the very seriously and undertake and to and the promote and prime of this integrity and the market and shell of the tech and necessary step to protect our site and service and such abusive and the behavior in the event and this action and the, we deem the proper of the search using and warning and concealing and this trading and eligibility and this trading and cancelling and rebellion and transcription as grow and this earning and the drive to source of the manipulative active and suspending source of the service of the freezing or of the setting any loss or damage access and this market and this manipulative actives against and this asset held and your account and this your applicable account any source of the account and suspect of the belief and the responsible guards and this relate and your applicates and the suspending and permanently and closing all your relevant account you do not accept and assume any and liability and using and this format active and shell and continue any action and this see and the responsible and necessary against and the market and modification active and shall reserve all our rights of the including but not limited their right of the fashion all able and legal and equitable and this remain and to hold and the relevant and person including you and applicates and the co-millet guys so accountable. So we provide an online platform and which allow user to trade and different digital asset we may and make available you other and any ancillary and service and the two factors and the exchange and digital asset depending on your country and of these residents may or not available and this use service the site and responsibility and complete and this applicable and law with a country and residing and enter the country which you access the site and service guys. So by creating an account, you are agree and maintain the security confidently and you of you login and credentials and restrict access to your account and this computer table and the mobile device. You shall take full legal and responsibility for activities that occur and under your account and this accept all risks and this authorize access, guys. So eligibility, guys. uh, So by accessing the site or using our service, you represent and warrant that if you are a natural person and you are that at least an 80 years old and have full power and this authorized and capacity into the entering into the deliver and platform and obligation under contract, guys. Uh, So, including but not limited to the agreement, and if you are a legal entity and sorts of the legal entity and is of the duly and organized and validity exceeding and under applicable law of other and jurisdiction the to the of the entity and this you are dual authorized act of the behalf and behind and the source of the legal entity. So if you you have the not previously and been suspended and or removed and from the site or service, you will use an account only by and if for you yourself and not on and the behalf and any third party unless so if you are obtain and this prior and this right of the approval form of the US, guys. So you are represent and warrant that your account can only be used by person and whose their name it's registered and under you may and only use your account of your own and this benefit and not on behalf any other third party you unless and have and obtain and the prior written and approval use and are forbidden and this using any our service and resale and the purpose of the any third parties and the including and transaction behalf of the other person enters of the you are fully responsible for the actives that account and there and you are account including and this ensuring that's the response and the who access and the using and service thought your account and this award of this term of the condition of your agreement and with you comply of the with and will be bound and this have harbour of the authorized use and accept the relay on any instruction order and translation notice and this communication, guys. So and any other action and the indicated and made of the provide or taken and any how and the access by use account and the event that's the accessing our site and service and the behalf and the beneficiation natural and the personal and the legal person including and any form of the in corruption and the partnership and the association organized and any others and the interior and the you are continue access the site and the service shell and continue and representation of to that's have been duly and authorized by and such of the represent person to use site and our site platform any transaction active and therefore and this so therefore and represent and person of this agreement any such of the transaction active and this platform according and the when and term using and therefore and this agreement and any associate and these content and terms of the policy, guys. So let's talking about right now, guys, in this video. And talking about right now, guys, and this natural person and the including this account and this event and this accessing and this our site and service, and we have benefit and natural person of the legal including any form of the corruption, partnership, association, organize any other entry and this type, and you continue and this access hour and this service shell and continues and this representation hour that have been duly and authorized such of the represent and this using site and service platform transcription actives there of this end and therefore of the behind represent person and this agreement to any sorts of the transcription active that's and the platform according and term of this use and this agreement and any associate and this content and term of the policy it shall of the repair of this not only an authorized actually an user individual and but of this represent person and therefore of the both you and there and represent person and jointly and this several and bond and this under agreement